right, so I want to share with you guys the hoaxes. There's a lot of hoaxes. I think maybe some of you might have seen the really beautiful Middle Eastern girl who told her parents that, and told, I don't know, I guess officials, that she was molested by white males. And what I find incredibly disturbing is that she later came out and said it was a hoax. But her parents, for shame, shaved her head.
Oh my gosh.
And some people cruelly said, well, she deserved it, she shouldn't have done it. But she did it because she went out with a Christian boyfriend. And she was trying to tell her parents, well, this is what happened to me. So you really need to feel sorry for her rather than bash her. But let's look at some of these hoaxes. Let's see, let's go back here. We'll start in the beginning here. Let's talk about some hate hoaxes have been penetrated by fascists for years. Unlike bird dogging, a tactic used by Hillary campaign to incite violence. I might want to, if you go watch the Project Veritas, you'll see that.
Yeah, that's fantastic. That's very worth watching.
The Hillary campaign did this thing called bird dogging to incite violence on purpose around the Trump rallies. Here's this girl who says, my cousin, born and raised in America, walked past a Trump rally in New York City where she lives and was told, go back to your country, you chink. That was a hoax. Then this is whited out. You can see what it might say, you know, bad word for black people, lovers. Claimed racists set fire to his truck and motorcycle and vandalized his home with racist slurs. What really happened? Williams later confessed he faked the incident himself. The hoax. Trump supporters firebombed a black church just before the election. What really happened? Police arrested Andrew McClinton, a member of the church, after the election for arson. The hoax. Spray painted cars in local businesses with racial slurs and pro-Trump messages after the election. What really happened? Tucker was arrested for crimes after police received a tip. Now this is the girl I was talking to me about. Claimed Trump supporters harassed her on the subway, gained national attention from the media. She's beautiful. Look what police discovered. She made the whole thing up to avoid punishing out, and then she had a Christian boyfriend, by the way. So the hoax. The University of Michigan student claims she was forced by a drunken white male to remove her hijab, or he would set her on fire. What really happened? After investigating, police say the student made the entire incident up. What you have is pathological liars all over the country. The hoax. Claimed white males in Trump hats assaulted her and took her headscarf. The story went viral. What really happened? Police discovered that she fabricated the entire story. The hoax. Racist whites painted KKK and swastikas onto buildings at Nassau Community College. And I really believe the Clinton campaign was probably behind this because they were paying people to do all kinds of stuff.
Exactly.
So they just probably did it for some money, you know? Police discovered Jaseret Sani had been faking hate crimes on campus for months. The hoax. Claimed 3 white men assaulted her. Bowling Green, Ohio, Alicia Long. After investigating, police determined the incident was fabricated. These are all happening probably in November. Man said 2 white men threatened to lynch him. Police have not yet released the man's name, but he says he admitted making it up.
That's probably enough. I think they get the idea.
Okay, so we could go on and 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 on, but there's a lot of making things up. And I'm going to show you something that's not made up, right? Evil and general.
Or insane.
So this 30-minute video, we're going to watch 16 seconds of it or whatever.
I can't watch the whole thing.
Shows a young man tied up in a corner with blood coming from his head. The man's mouth is gagged as thugs humiliate and abuse him. The victim is repeatedly kicked and hit while forced to denounce white people and Donald Trump. Chicago police tell Fox 32 that 4 people are in custody and authorities are conducting a further investigation. The young man seen in the clip is now in the hospital and is being treated for injuries. And the footage is a chilling illustration of how anti-Trump hatred, which accelerated after the election, is now completely out of control. Now, let's just play the clip, and then we're going to talk a little bit about anti-Trump hatred. Trumpers. I'm going to make this a little bit. Now, watch her look nice for the camera. This is like psychopathic, right?
Good, bro. It's no cut, bro. We doing something right now, bro. We had that play. You should have did that, bro. The police fine. They gonna search that blood, bro.
Here we go.
Your
Now,
ass,
ready?
bro. Now that's your blood, bro. Now take this fucking shit. Watch out, bro. Watch out. Cut this shit. Cut no.
Okay, we're done.
I can't watch it. I cannot
done.
watch it.
Now, we just saw fake news of people saying white people are doing crimes to me. Okay?
Right.
But none of it's on tape. And all these people came out and said it was a hoax.
Right.
But what happens is a lie will get you halfway around the world.
Before the truth can get its boots on.
Right, exactly. And what is most disturbing, this is a shocking video that shows a white man, and I guess he was mentally disabled, if I get that right, bound and gagged and bloody as a gang of racist black thugs force him to say, F Donald Trump, F white people. The video was uploaded to Facebook Live. Why? And these people are doing this. Why are they doing this and posting themselves on
Insanity.
Facebook? It's insanity. The devil got their minds messed up because you know you're going to be caught.
I don't care what color your skin is. Racism is not okay. And racism happens on both sides. Leah and I have personally experienced
I've grown
racism.
up in Cincinnati, Ohio. We've had, we've been around African Americans. We've had African American friends. I went to Bible college, totally diverse, whatever you want to call it.
with friends that are actually from Africa.
Go figure, right? Not African Americans, just Africans. We had so many diverse friends, and it hadn't even entered my mind
Right.
until we took our bike trip.
Yeah. We took a 3,000-mile bicycle trip across the country
We were staying in a town,
in North Carolina.
and we went to the local Piggly
Wiggly.
Wiggly.
We had never been to a Piggly Wiggly before.
And on our way there was a car of several African American young girls
And we're just walking down the street.
who just started yelling.
They started yelling racial white slurs at
I'm like,
us.
what? I don't understand what's happening. We've never experienced that.
Ever. So it happens.
Well, I take that back. We grew up in government housing.
That's
and we'd
true.
experienced that
We lived in
before.
a neighborhood that was, I would say, 85% black because we lived in government housing.
Milford's
And we did get made fun of because we were the
we weren't allowed to
white
play.
girls.
We had some violence taken against us, but it took us about a year. We didn't live there too long, but it took us a little while, and then they kind of started to
right.
accept us, but still.
So I just want to say that it happens on both sides.
Well, we went to go into the store.
Oh, and then everybody looked at us like we had 10 heads. Like,
We're
you can't come in here.
come into the store, and like I can just imagine what it was like to be black.
Yeah.
And
And it's
people-
wrong. It's so wrong. And it
People
totally
looking
happened.
at you. I mean, I sympathize with you from the other side, and only Jesus can heal that kind of hatred.
Exactly.
You know, that kind of anger.
So when we're calling out this specific thing, we could probably find videos of white people doing the
absolutely.
same thing to black people. That has happened forever, okay? But what is not okay is to just kind of blanket cover this story and say that it doesn't happen on both sides. They're angry, and they actually do have reason to be angry because they're being fed a boatload of lies from a leftist viewpoint whose entire goal is to divide races. And so they feed these fake stories.
Because they need your votes, because the Democrats need the
Exactly.
black vote.
Exactly.
So if they paint the Republican Party, and remember, we're not Republicans, if you paint a party a certain way as racist,
Right.
and we can go back and we can see that that's kind of too much of a story, but the Democrats have traditionally been
the slave owners.
the lynchers.
Yeah.
And
the KKK.
FDR and Woodrow Wilson. Woodrow Wilson was a Democrat, and he segregated the Washington D.C. before it was his White House,
Right.
and it wasn't segregated.
But then they caught on to something. Wait a minute. This is a mass amount of voters.
Right.
So they kind of like almost created the ACLU.
Yeah.
And then just decided all of a sudden we're going to get these votes.
Right.
And so when I have
And so
friends
they
that are
still
getting
use
upset at these things
people.
that are happening, like yes, there are police officers. There are some police officers
We know
that are doing these crimes that you are so upset about. But a lot of them are probably getting paid to do these things because they want to incite hatred. And as Christians, we need to look at who is creating the spirit of division in the country.
Right.
So if there's somebody that's constantly pushing stories of, this stuff is happening and then white people hate black people and conservatives.
We're done. Psychopaths. Now, anti-Trump hatred. Now, there's two different kinds of anti-Trump hatred. There is the thug anti-Trump hatred, which basically just found something just to be angry about.
Right.
And then there's the intellectual, where I have had friends, I'm going to bring up this map from our background. I have had some dear friends of mine say that they've lost friends. They've lost relatives.
Lifelong friends.
Relatives have said, you voted for Trump, I can no longer have you in my life.
And I actually don't see it the other way. I haven't heard anybody from the other side that has said,
if you
so-and-so voted
Hillary.
for Hillary, you can't be in my life.
Right.
And a lot of us would probably feel that way. But we're not going to say it. We're going to love you anyway.
Because it's not about who you vote for. It's about what you do and the kind of person that you are.
Right.
So one of my friends had two lifelong friends.
Right.
Who they disagreed over things and she was deeply hurt. And actually I think she ended the friendship over the horrible things that the person said about who she was as a person because she voted for Trump.
Right.
And we hear these four words: racist, misogynist, not misogynist, but it's a
Could use
stupid
a
word.
misogynist right now.
Xenophobic, and homophobic. I think those are the words for. Now you might even know what those words are. We've kind of been over them. Mm-hmm. Misogynist means that you hate women.
Now let's just one more time cover. They've called Trump a misogynist. It literally means that you hate women. Now tell me, and we all know Donald Trump don't hate women. He loves them. He loves women, and he would even say, "I love women. I love the women. I love the women." He loves the women.
Okay, he could be a chauvinist.
Yes.
But he's not a misogynist. And
so let's get your words right, people.
And most conservative men I know, are not misogynists. Could be, a lot of them are chauvinists, but they're not, they don't hate women, but.
And as far as him being a chauvinist, and he may be a chauvinist, I'll go with you that far. However, but his campaign head manager,
Kelly Conway,
is a woman, and she did a phenomenal job, as Trump would say. She did a phenomenal job. Right? She did a phenomenal job. So, and he's honoring that and respecting that.
Yeah. So, as far as that, when we knock that one over, xenophobic is you're afraid of other cultures. We aren't afraid of other cultures here in America. We're afraid of people who behead people. Now, this goes into my next video, that BBC video, which is hilarious and so true.
I was cold.